most powerful version of Spider-Man. Most uninformed troglodytes, like me, assume it would be Cosmic Spider-Man or the Beyonder Spider-Man. However, one very bizarre and unknown is Cosmic Comic Spider-Man. Yes, I am aware how goofy that name is. In this special book meant for younger audiences to get into reading comics, we have Spider-Man talking to a cosmic comic book. It takes Spider-Man to the Marvel writing room, but Peter doesn't know that, so he is sneaking throughout the office noticing odd details. This leads to Spidey finding himself and realizing he is a comic book character. He starts feeling the weight of his comics history on him, I guess, and recreates an iconic scene as he lifts his history of himself and becomes the Cosmic Comic Spider-Man. Make sure to follow for part 2 to see how comics are weird. What's up, Jiggle Toads? We left off with Spider-Man becoming a fourth-dimensional self-aware being. This story involves Mysterio and Spider-Man battling over different forms of media. Mysterio brings up the internet and television, while Spider-Man brings up not just Marvel but all comic history. However, this was all a trick to give him power of comics and all other forms of media, I guess. This results in Spider-Man losing his power to Mysterio, and then surviving several nonsensical feats. Then, Mysterio just wipes out everything. But if we, yes we the audience, turn the page, Spider-Man talks to us and tells us a plan to stop Mysterio. I am being for real when I say this. Spider-Man and the New Yorkers decide if everyone starts reading comics at the same time, then it will prove that comics are still a valid source of media consumption. This strips Mysterio of his powers, and then the Cosmic Comic Book starts talking to us saying how this is only a small piece of comic history. Yeah, this was a really weird version as Pete is fourth dimensional and completely self-aware. This is a perfect showcase of how comics are weird. Follow for more. Green Lantern once dated a 13-year-old girl. Orizia was a Lantern who started off as a sidekick with brother-sister relationship to Hal. Later it's revealed Orizia had a schoolgirl crush on Hal. Orizia ages up her body with her ring, dumb, and starts flirting with Hal. He says he won't date her because of her age W, but then Orizia ages up her body even more subconsciously because she still loves Hal, which is stupid as hell. Again, Hal says even if she has matured he won't date her because of her age and he is getting over his own love interest on Earth. Good thing Hal has rejected her twice, because if he... So Hal starts dating Orizia, and they end up getting drunk, because Guy Gardner roofies everyone's drinks. At least they just go home safely. They break up later due to Orizia wanting to be a model in Chicago. I'm not joking. Worse, Supergirl tries hitting on Hal, but he has to remind himself that she is 17. Blonde teenage aliens love Hal, which is nasty. Unfortunately, comics are weird and DC has more putrid relationships, so if you want me to torture myself further, follow for more. Nightwing has been taken advantage of twice. It starts with Nightwing and a girl who gets shot and killed by Blockbuster, who has been torturing Nightwing with his secret identity and family. Nightwing experiences bloodlust and straight up donkey fists Blockbuster, almost killing him until Tarantula arrives. Nightwing leaves Blockbuster alive, but Tarantula decides to send Blockbuster to Bruce's parents and kills him. Nightwing is broken by this as his already horrible mental state is now at its worst. So Tarantula, like any good friend, decides to take advantage of this and calm him down. Dick says no to this, but since he is physically and mentally weak, she still decides to do it. She really misread the name Dick Grayson. This isn't even the first time it happened, as one time Mirage disguised herself as Starfire and did it with Nightwing, who gets blamed for not being able to tell it was fake. If you want to see more stories of Nightwing getting tortured like Spider-Man because comics are weird, follow for more. Did you know Batman fought Reverse Flash with no prep time? After seeing his dad while Flash is busy, Batman needs to survive for 1 minute. Not even 3 seconds and Batman gets snubbed by Reverse Flash and then reminds us why he's in the Menace Hall of Fame. First he pieces up Bruce like Rihanna in 2009, then he throws him like a stiff-used sock under the bed, which leads to Reverse Flash ripping up Bruce's dad's letter, which was his get-back for dying to him. Finally, Batman uses Reverse Flash's vibrations against him and puts his Batarang in between his feet and gets some hits in. However, this leads to a downright Giggletown goofster scene where Batman somehow hits Reverse Flash while he's running straight at him, which gives him enough time to survive. The Reverse Flash disappears due to Dr. Manhattan shenanigans, but that's a video for another day. Later, Flash confirms Reverse Flash wasn't trying to kill Bruce, but torture him, which he ultimately succeeded at. And if you want to see more videos, follow for more. Comics are weird, just look at the various Marvel and DC clones. Spider-Man has several similar themed counterparts in DC. The first is Tarantula, who actually came first, but does not have any powers or similar traits other than being arachnid-themed. There is also the Bug, who shares similar eyes and is stuck to walls, but has no history and has been forgotten by DC entirely. The last similar themed character is Black Spider, who first appeared in Batman's run in the 70s. Since then, he has been an occasional antagonist for Batman, both in the past and more recently. Every time he appeared, he had a different costume and theme. His most popular appearance is in the TV show Young Justice, where he shares a similar costume and abilities, but the most noticeable trait is how he is voiced by the GOAT, Josh Keaton, the Spectacular Spider-Man.
Oh, that shit look like...
If you want to see more videos about clones and counterparts, follow for more. All-Star Batman beats children. Strap your sack in for this one. All-Star Batman has several asinine moments, like the time he made everything yellow to weaken Green Lantern, which hasn't been a weakness of his since the 90s. Green Lantern is obviously upset by this idea, and because he says Batman kidnaps children, in this story Batman is a massive snob and nothing like who he actually is. Hal starts swinging on Batman, which leads to more arguing before revealing that Robin took his ring. This leads to a weird Looney Tunes scene where Hal fumbles around trying to get his ring, before getting his throat destroyed. This makes Batman throw Robin into a wall and then smash his face in. Bruce then saves Hal's life, and then Robin monologues about how he loved the feeling of killing Hal, because we also needed Dick to be a child psycho. Comics are weird, and if you want to see some of the other insane scenes from this comic, follow for more. Remember when Blue Beetle got bricked from a Red Lantern? It should be noted that the Beetle Scarabs do not have the best relationships with the Lantern Corps, especially the Blue Lanterns. However, this comic takes place when Bleeze, a Red Lantern, attacks Kyle Rayner and Blue Beetle, but her method to pin Blue Beetle down looks like it came straight from Mia Khalifa. She starts choking him, and this causes his suit to mention arousal in his metabolism.
It should have been me, not him! It's not fair!
Bleeze hops off Homeboy because his suit morphs to his body, and she was not looking to feel his little scarab. Spoiler alert for the movie, but they make a very similar joke to this at the end of the movie, and in Injustice, he is just a freak for anyone female.
I'm no fan of hitting girls.
You'll be lucky to tickle me.
Yep, I kinda would be.
Comics are weird, but so am I, and if you want to see characters being a little too relatable, follow for more. The gross relationship between Terra and Deathstroke. This mishap starts in the Teen Titans Judas Contract, where Terra and Deathstroke have an uncomfortable romantic relationship with nicknames and loose dresses being worn. Later it gets worse when flashbacks are shown during these events and we see Slade naked in bed with Terra there. Thankfully, they somewhat retcon this relationship, as Slade rejects any advances from Terra. Instead, we see when Terra dies in the Judas Contract, Slade actually returns a kiss in order to prevent either of them from dying by calming her down, and it's noted that he still crossed the line with this act. This isn't as bad as what was implied before, but it's still horrible, and I better not see anyone defending it in the comments. Some people say Terra, who was 15 to 16, was the real villain, because Raven sensed evil. Deathstroke says she was messed up before he met her, and she says no one controls her. Whatever way you slice it, it's still bad, and I'm done seeing people talking about this online. If you want to see me torture myself because comics are weird, follow for more. The time Wolverine clapped Lobo's cheeks. This fight takes place during the Marvel vs. DC crossover in the 90s. Wolverine meets Lobo in a bar and immediately starts boxing. Lobo gets one hit in before getting eviscerated by Wolverine. The rest of the fight is sort of off-screen, with Wolverine emerging the victor and literally smoking on that Lobo pack. The reason Logan won was because fights were voter-based and Wolverine is more popular. Normally Lobo should stomp Wolverine, as he has wild feats like eating a city, regenerating from just his blood, and even having his soul be named untouchable from the afterlife. Wolverine has survived impressive things as well, but he has more limits. He needs some connection to his brain with oxygen, as he can die from drowning or decapitation if they can cut it. Comics are weird, and if you want to see more crossovers, follow for more.